Hey, it's Olivia, and I'm back with another video. Hooray! School is about to be over finally, and I just had a lot on my mind, and I didn't want to feel pressured to make any videos, so I just didn't. And that's kind of the case with the reading this month. I felt like I was trying to force myself to read just to say that I've read something in the month of December, but honestly, I just decided that this month, if I don't get any reading done, that's completely fine. I read when I want to. But I have been doing more art this month. I think that's what I'm going to be doing kind of instead. Like this right here. I finished this the other day, and it's my favorite thing that I've ever done. And it's just interesting how that came out of like a stressful time, you could say. Just like I said, a lot on my mind. Also, I know I've been tagged in quite a few things, but I think I'm just going to try to get around to those like next month or something, because this month I have a lot of 2016, 2017 videos planned. But anyway, I've been talking a lot. Let's get on to the point of this video, which is to review my year in books. Goodreads has this handy dandy feature on their page. I'm looking at it, so if I'm not looking at the camera, that's why. But they have this handy dandy feature that shows your year in reading, and I'm going to share with you some of the stats, because it's pretty fun. I read 33 books this year. And pages were 13,534. That is cool. I like seeing the number of pages over the number of books. And the shortest book that I read was Persepolis, which is 153 pages. And then the longest book that I read was Winter, which is 832. Also, this book, along with Empire Storms, like the pages are so thin. So I don't think it looks like an 832 page book. Of the books that I've read, the one that's highest rated on Goodreads, and I think I agree with this one, is A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. This year I read mostly YA books, with the occasional different book. Oh, I loved Milk and Honey, a poem collection, and I also reread the first 4 Harry Potter books, and I also reread The Outsiders. And I've been meaning to make a whole separate discussion on rereading books, because I feel like there's a lot of things to be said about rereading books. And also, something I wanted to make a discussion video on is it shows me my average rating for 2016, and it says that it's a 4.0. And I wanted to make a whole video on rating books, because personally I feel like that is super high. That is a really high number, and it just gives me the feeling like I'm just rating every single book that I read high. And I know when I look at all the books that I've read, I think they are very different in my mind in terms of how much I like them. Yet somehow my average is still a 4. It just seems so high. It makes me wonder, like, am I critiquing it enough? Am I just being a fangirl and I'm just kind of rating it in the heat of the moment? I've been trying to... This'll be for a whole different video, but, there's that. As for my favorite book of the year, if you haven't guessed, I think that has to go to A Court of Mist and Fury. I can't tell you how many times I have reread scenes from this. I'm just going to tell you my other 4 favorite books to make it like my top 5 books, but that's going to be It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover, Cress by Marissa Meyer. It's my favorite in the Lunar Chronicle series. This book is so much fun. And then Me Before You was one of my biggest surprises, because I went into this thinking it was going to be kind of like The Fault in Our Stars, and I was never a fan of the story for The Fault in Our Stars, but this one just... I'll link all the reviews to these books in the description. And then the final one, obviously, I have a review video for this one, is Milk and Honey by Rupi Kaur. The last thing I want to say for my year in books is that I was not a routine reader. I didn't read 1 book a week, not by a long shot. I want to say, I think from like February to maybe June, maybe less than that. I didn't read anything. And then there's this month where I don't plan to read anything. And then there's just various points throughout the year where I wouldn't read anything because I just didn't feel like it. There's other things that I like as well. But when I do feel like reading, I'll have months like the beginning of November where I read 6 books in a matter of 5 days. It's just, I'm not consistent with my reading at all. So there's that. Alright, so 2016 is coming to an end, and I know that for a lot of people it is the biggest sigh of relief, and they just want to, you know, give the finger to this year, because a lot of, you know, it's there's been quite a few negative events from this year. But I have to mention this, I have to share with you guys, I love these videos that Google does. Every single year they do this thing called Google Zeitgeist, and it's like they make like a motivational, kind of inspirational video that's a rewrap of the whole year. You might have seen YouTube's Rewind. It's like that, except much broader, not just YouTube. And I'm mentioning this because their 2016 one just came out yesterday, and I think they did a really good job of keeping that motivational and inspiring theme for 2016. If you could believe it, they still kept it, you know, inspiring. But my absolute favorite one that they've done is from 2012. You have to check it out. Maybe it's just me, but it's just such a, I look back on that video and it makes me feel like 2012 was such a good year. And the video is just, I love that video, so definitely check that out. I'm very happy with the 33 books that I read this year, and I'll tell you more about what I plan for next year in a separate video. But until then, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in that video, which I'm going to film like right after this, so I'm going to be wearing the same shirt. So, bye.